Hello and welcome to historic Walsh Gymnasium, where the Seton Hall Pirates just defeated the Xavier Musketeers 85-59 in a lopsided victory to get their fifth straight win. I'm Ben Harris alongside Christian Gardner here for Pirate TV. Christian, the Pirates just completed their fifth straight win and their fourth of this four-game homestand. How are you feeling about this red-hot Pirates team right now?
I mean, they're one of the best teams in the Big East right now, and that was without even a great player in Lauren Park Lane, who might be an all-time Seton Hall player at this rate, being a sophomore on her career, but none from her today. And it's Andra Espinoza Hunter as she continues to cook for the Pirates, and I think she might get a back-to-back All-Big East Player of the Week, as she got that last week starting this win streak and continued it today here against Xavier.
Yeah, ever since AAH has entered the lineup, she's been making her impact be known. I mean, this five-game win streak, it started on the road against Butler and then continued as the Pirates were able to play Marquette, then Butler again, then defeat St. John's earlier in the week, and now this win against Xavier. Xavier hadn't played in a long time, actually since the 3rd, right?
Of January, yeah.
Yeah, January 3rd. That is a long time to go without a game. They had 3 games get postponed due to COVID issues and precautions and stuff like that. So this Xavier team really was just walking into a team that was red hot, and it wasn't a good situation for the Musketeers, but they went out and tried their hardest. The Pirates just simply overpowered them, and that was much due to AAH's 28 points today. Last game against St. John's, she dropped 30. Today, 28. I mean, what can't she do?
I mean, and that's not even playing that many minutes in the fourth quarter, Ben. And so AEH completely cooking for the Pirates, but for the Xavier team coming out of a COVID pause, this is not the right team to start your streak on.
No, it is not.
The Pirates have been cooking here at Walsh Gymnasium and all over the Big East, and AEH was huge again, and not exactly the same shooting split that we've seen from AEH. We saw her scoring in the post a lot and getting her will down to the paint and causing a lot of havoc down there.
Right, they were trying to run these isolation plays where, because she's such a 6-foot big guard and can still handle the ball down there, they were trying to make her a playmaker out of the post and then also give her that ability to score down there. I don't know if it's the most effective use of her talents just because she is such a knockdown, lights-out three-point shooter. I'd rather see her just pretty much playing the perimeter and then either knocking down those jumpers or then driving either to the bucket or to dish to teammates. But I think the post plan kind of worked today against a bigger, taller Xavier team, and obviously that showed in the massive victory.
Exactly, and AEH was able to outscore this Xavier team in the first half by herself alone, because what the Pirates were able to do on defense today, they were so gritty, and honestly, Xavier never really got into rhythm because Coach Bozzella talked about it in post-game, how they decided to go with a full court press to start out the game, and he said it himself that Xavier just never could get in rhythm on offense, and they finished today around 26% from the field shooting, and honestly, it was not very good look for the Musketeers on offense, as they had more turnovers than they had made field goals today. So that was one of the huge stats from the Pirates.
As you said, AEH was able to outscore Xavier. She had 19 in the first half. Xavier was held to just 16 points. That's a hard thing to do against a team that's bigger than you. Granted, Xavier isn't as top tier talent-wise, and of course they're coming off this massive break, but you're right. That full court press really cemented the defense, and someone I think was a huge factor in today's defense, and I talked to Coach Bozzella about this, was Alexia Alesh. She grabbed 10 rebounds and was able to produce on the defensive end as well, getting multiple steals and blocks. I mean, really just an anchor down low for this Pirates team, providing so much on both ends. Really, that kind of defense is what sparks your team and allows them to get out in transition and get 37 points off turnovers and be able to get out and run with the other team and just beat them mentally, physically, and wear them down. It's just great all-around team basketball being played by this Pirates team right now.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up Alexia Alesh, because she's been such a fundamental part to this team. And what she was doing down low, of course, she fouled out of this game, but that's because of the heart that she showed down low, getting all those rebounds. She was fighting for every single ball, every single hustle play. She was right there. And some of the calls were, of course, ticky-tacky, but hey, that's what happens when you're playing hard-nosed Big East basketball that the Pirates are on right now, and like you said, playing fantastic team basketball.
So like we said, that first half, the story of it was that great defense being played, just being able to outscore them and stop them and create mad turnovers. I mean, being able to have your best player outscore the entire opposing team is not something you see very often. So the second half came around. The Pirates were still able to keep their lead, but obviously Xavier had plans to be made at halftime. They made adjustments and were able to figure things out a little more. Obviously, they scored way more in the second half than they did the first after being able to make those adjustments. How do you think the second half was able to shape out?
I think for Xavier, they had to come out with a lot of ferocity. As when you're being blown out on the road, it's hard to get back in that one, and especially when you're facing a hot team like this. But one of the things that I noticed in that first half, they only had 2 free throw shots alone and able to finish with over 20 in that second half. So really was trying to get it to the line a lot. And of course, they needed to get something going on offense because it looked in that first half, they only had 3 players score total for this Xavier Musketeers offense, but they're able to open up a little bit more in that second half. But I think for the Pirates, though, one of the biggest things was seeing how much depth this team has. And we've talked about it over this homestand of Amari Wright. She stepped up huge for this team as she was hassling on defense, creating havoc, creating a lot of turnovers as well. And also another player that got the start today was Maya Bembry. She's one of the biggest players on this team at 6'1", and got the start today against a taller Xavier team, and I think she showed up pretty well for this team. So I think there's a lot of different ways that Coach Vizela can run with this rotation, and I think he has a lot of toys to play with.
You point out Amari Wright's contributions. Replacing LPL is no easy feat, and with her out with this injury for who knows how long. I mean, after the St. John's game, Coach Vizela said day-to-day, but we still don't even really have much news of what the injury is or how serious it is. But Amari Wright has done a great job stepping into that role. She had these possessions back-to-back where she was able to get a steal, throw the ball ahead to Desiree Elmore. She got the layup. And then on the very next time down the court, Amari steals it again and then goes down and takes it herself. Some great defense being played, especially being able to play that good defense and then get the ball into transition. Great future ahead for this young freshman who's already making plays in her young career.
Oh, yeah, and this backcourt is going to be somewhat of a strength for the next coming years when you're talking about Lauren Park Lane being sophomore, Maya Jackson being sophomore, and now Amari Wright coming on here in her freshman year. It's going to be so much fun to watch, and especially seeing Lauren Park Lane. She was on the sidelines today in good spirits, so hopefully she'll be out there against Marquette moving forward.
It's not hard to be in good spirits when your team wins by over 30. I mean, just a fantastic overall performance for this Pirates team.
I can't say more. I mean, this Seton Hall team is getting hot right at the right time, and they're going to move into a very tough stretch. But I have to say, being here at home, I wasn't thinking that the Pirates would be able to have a full sweep here, but now they have been able to put the whole Big East on notice, that they are a force to be reckoned with, and Andra Espinoza-Hunter continuing to score heavily, and you have players like Maya Jackson that can still contribute. Desiree Elmore didn't call her name a lot today, but still, she's always wreaking some type of havoc on the floor, and she's everywhere, almost getting a triple-double in this one with 13 points and a couple assists and a lot of rebounds as well. So I think this Pirates team is getting hot right at the right time.
But the Pirates have been getting it done on both ends of the floor. They're toward the top of the conference for both points per game allowed and points per game. So they're doing it on both ends of the floor with a lot of success, being able to get their own basket and outscore their opponents, as well as limiting their opponents' scoring themselves with their great defense. But the Pirates are going to look ahead of this homestand after such success the past 5 games. They're going to be going over to Wisconsin, playing at Marquette for their next game. What can you expect from that one?
Well, Marquette was just here in Welsh Gymnasium a week ago, and that was already another great game from AEH there and Seton Hall. So they're in control of that one as well. Let's see if they can continue to win the rebound battle, as Marquette was one of the top rebounders in all of the Big East. So that's going to be a very tough battle. Let's see if we can see more from Lauren Park Lane, hopefully, as this game's on Wednesday. I believe that Lauren Park Lane might be out there for them. So that's a completely different offense that Marquette even saw a week ago when the Pirates put up 77 points. So yet again, the Pirates can continue to cook, and I think they can get the win out in Milwaukee as another one of the top teams in the Big East in Marquette. but I think the offense of the Pirates is clicking on all cylinders, and what they've been able to do on defense is one of the best in the league. So I think it's going to be a very good game, but I'm looking towards the Pirates to continue what they've started here at home and continue to force a lot of turnovers and fill the cup as well.
That's right, Christian. And with this win here today, that's 5 straight. Next one is going to be at Marquette. The Big East has been put on notice. This Pirates team is here to stay and here to compete and fight for every single game and win they possibly can. For Christian Gardner, I'm Ben Harris for Pirate TV. Have a great day and go Pirates.